Hello everyone, in today's video I'm gonna show you how you can authenticate users, register and log in with Passport, a module that we will use in Node.js. And this app is built with MERN technologies, so that is React, we got Node, we got Express right here, and we got MongoDB, our database. So let's test it out. For first name I'm gonna put my first name, Michael, and then Kitas, my last name. Then for email I'm gonna put something random, and then for password I'll put password. So as you see, we got displayed our first name and our last name in the home page. Now if we go back to login, we copy paste the email address and put password, we should log in. Again, if we go back to the register and try to register with the same email and put whatever password, you should see an error here, user already exists, please log in. I didn't make any crazy UI right here as you see. So go back login, and now if I put the wrong password and click login, email or password not valid. So that's mostly it. Let's go back to the code. So first let's go to the front end. So we go to client, source, and let's start with app.js. So here I have my routers. I'll make a video on that very soon, how to use routers in React. So what that does is get our components, our screens, our pages, and we reroute them. For example, if someone asks for /login, we show them the login component. If someone asks for /register page, we show them the register page. It's really simple routing. I'll for sure make a video on that very soon if someone don't know them. So now let's go to our components. We have the home page. Now let's start with the register. So I use for design mostly Material UI. As you see here, Bootstrap and a little bit of CSS, as you'll see here. Not this one, sorry. Auth.css. Okay, let's go. So we have a simple form here. We have a text field for first name, last name, email address, and password. And how that works is we have an onChange function. So every time a user types, right here we update the state. And now when someone wants to submit the form, we have a form on submit, and we run on sign up function. And what that does is send an access request to our backend, and it posts the data. Then from our backend, when everything goes alright, we say to user browser that the user is authenticated, and then if status is 200, we push the user to the home page and we show a success message. So now let's go to login. So in login we still use Material UI mostly, Bootstrap and CSS for the design. Then we got the onChange function, so we can change state while the user is typing. And on submit, the form on submit, we run the onLogin function, and what that does is send our data to our backend, to this router. And if everything goes alright, we say to user browser that the user is authenticated. And what we can do with that, I forgot to say it at the register, is we can make protected routes. which I will make a video on that too. So protected routes is, for example, we might have a page that we want only authenticated users to see, and some pages that everyone can see, and some pages that no authenticated users see. So yeah, that's how we might use that in the future. I'll for sure make a video as soon as possible on that also. And yeah, on success, if we get a 200 status, we show a success message which will not really be visible, as even on slow internets actually, user pretty much with history.push is really fast. So yeah, and that's it for our front end. But we have the home page actually, and on home page we have a component mount, and what that does is whenever we load this page, this access request get called, and we request some user data from the backend, and then we set state for that data, and then we show the data right here from the state. So now in the backend, in the main file right here, we have also two routers, the auth router and the user router. So in the main file, we use express session to create the session middleware, and what we do is we only save the session ID to the user browser and not the user data, because user data is really sensitive when it comes to validating the user, and we validate the user by the email. And what I mean validate is when a user is trying to send some HTTP request to our backend, so request, for example, user data that we have stored in his database. We do that through session, and I have an example right here that I'll show you how we do that. And down here we initialize passport, and we also use session to passport. Now we also use this session, the express session, and we pass it some options. So the options will be resave false, save utilized false. All that you can find on the passport documentation that I'll leave on the description. I'm gonna go in depth and explain all of those. Now use secret when we just pass a random key here, and store, we use our Mongo store right here, which also take an option, and that option is our Mongoose connection. And as you see here, I already connected to Mongoose, so I passed Mongoose and I passed that connection that I made. So now let's go to the authentication folder. So we have login and register. Both are similar. We just pass authentication method, passport authentication method that I made right here, which I will show you in a little bit. So we just check for an error. Same here, and if no errors, we just return the user. Same for login, just another authentication method again. Now let's go to the authentication folder. So I'm using passport, and user password, I serialize and deserialize the user with his or her email. And as you see here, I have my login and register strategy files that I'm using. Now let's go to the register strategy. So we use passport local strategy, and it requires us to give it an email, a password, and if we want, pass a request to callback, which we want to. And unfortunately we don't want to use the username to validate the user, but instead we want to use the email. So as you see here, to do that, we just say we pass this option, and we change the username to email. So what I had to do, if I didn't have that, I had to pass the username, and it doesn't require you to do request.body. It does it automatically for you, so I just had to do that. But I want that to do with email, so I just pass this option and I give it the name of the value. So then we get a function right here with those parameters, and then we say we use the mongoose model, as you see right here, the mongoose model schema, you can call it wherever you want, and we try to find a user by his email, and we get some parameters as you see here. So we try to see if we get an error. If we don't get an error, then our next step is to see if not a user. So if not a user, that's okay. So we just get the password from the input, from the body, and we hash it, so it has a password with Passport.js. So that's just encrypting our password, so it's safer in the database. And right now we get the first name and last name for the body. We're creating a new document for the user, and then save that. Again, if an error, we just return the error, otherwise we return the user. And if a user exists, we just send an error that user already exists, please log in. Again, for the login, we do the same here. We don't want to use the username field, so instead we're giving them the email. You have a password option for that actually too. I forgot to tell that for the register. You can do the same, so password field and put something else. But right now I want to validate the user using their email and password, so I'll just leave it like that. So again, we try to find a user with their email, check if an error. Otherwise, if there is not a user, we say no user found. If there is a user, we go below and check if the password is valid. So we're using bcrypt, and what it does is compare our two passwords. The one password is the password from the body, from the input, and the other password is from database, and it returns true or false, depends of if they are equal or not, because as I told you, we encrypt the password, so we cannot really compare that like equal or something like that. And then we say if it's not valid, then we return an error, but if it is valid, then we return the user. So that's mostly it. Again, we have another router that we get the user details. So that's how we actually get the email from the session. So what we do is request session.passport.user.email. So that's how you get the email from the session. You don't have to do anything with the session ID. That's all automatically. And we just find a user from their email, and we have a function here that returns an error and a user. So if we get an error, we cancel the log that. You shouldn't do that, but just for a small app right here, we don't really have to return that to the front end. And again, we get the first name and last name from the user here, and we return that to the front end. So that's mostly it. If I forgot something, if you didn't understand anything, or if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, also leave that in the comments. Let me know your experience and how I helped you. And let me know what you want to see next. Also, I'll leave the code in the description. So, bye bye.